So, if my lighting changes throughout this video, it's because I am racing the sun right now, but I really want to get this video filmed so I can stay on schedule, and I also really just want to talk about these books in March. So, without further ado, my name is Jade. I'm a cozy political fantasy author. This is my debut book, The Solstice Court, and I also talk about books on the internet, and these are the ones I'd like to read really, really soon. These first books are kind of my top priority, and then after that, I'll go over some honorable mentions that I'm still very interested in, and then I will also follow up on some books I've been reading and will continue reading through March because I didn't get as much reading done in February, but it was also incredibly needed, healing, relaxing, chill. That's kind of what I'm going into March with. Spring has not yet sprung, but it's about to, and I just want to ease in. The first book that I'm going to talk about today is Caraway of the Sea by Madeline Burgett. This is a grim, cozy pirate fantasy following Caraway, who has sacrificed everything for her brother to become a great pirate lord. Once they get stranded in a storm, Caraway finds out she may have created a monster and might need to thwart him. And of course, because there are pirates, there's lots of morally gray characters, as well as it being a queer normative world with ace representation, so this just sounds like really fun. I love the idea of like a grim, cozy book because I feel like pirates are inherently kind of grim, maybe even a little grimy. However, I do think that there's a found family aspect with pirates that does have a cozy feeling to it, and I'm just really excited to see these genres blended together. And I have been told it's the first in a series, so it's the first book in the Phoenix Rising series. That's my first book. After that is a book I've had my eye on, and I'm finally going to be reading it. This is Feathers of Dawn by Jess Galaxy. This is another cozy book, but this time it's with dragons, and this follows our main character Asith, who is a dragon slayer, a retired dragon slayer, and he goes on a quest to find his father only to end up being swept away by a dragon, and lo and behold, the dragon doesn't immediately kill him, and they go ahead and possibly get along very well with each other. This is giving me Dragonheart vibes so strong. It's one of my absolute favorites, and it was one of the first times I really got into dragons, and it is said to be a slow burn dragon romance, incredibly queer, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I decided spring feels like the perfect time for this book, and I'm taking the plunge. I'm also going to be taking the plunge into some romance this year. I wanted to go ahead and open myself up more to it and find like what kind of romance I like. I have dabbled in romance and I have enjoyed romance, but I haven't spent as much time reading just straight up romance books, and I am a huge fan. I adore Sarah Sutton. She's a fellow authortuber and just an absolutely like sweet as sunshine human being, and she also writes sweet romance books, which is something that I just feel like I'll really kind of enjoy. So I went ahead and I picked up Love and Other Champagne Problems, which is said to be a grumpy sunshine sweet romance featuring an assistant dynamic. So our main character Margot is an heiress to a hotel, and her parents have always made it really clear she's never going to be marrying for love. She definitely needs to marry in order to create more assets for the family business. They're so controlling that they go as far as to hire and control who she has for an assistant, and they hire who very well might be our romantic lead. I'm just really looking forward to this. This sounds fun. Like, it gives me the butterflies of being like, oh, I want to read that. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it, because you should read things that give you butterflies. But to counteract all that mushy, smushy goodness, I do need to read a little bit more of some dark fantasy, so I'm also going to be picking up of Hoarfrost and Blood by Scarlet Tempest. I actually received this as an ARC when it was first being released, but my book was also being released at the same time, and admittedly, I just bit off more than I could chew. Every time I see it pop up on my page, I'm reminded about how much I wanted to read this. I did sign up to read it. I want to read it and give it a fair and honest review. So Of Hoarfrost and Blood follows an elite Fae warrior trying to break free from a brutal life with her father, who wants ultimate control over her ice magic. She ends up making a desperate escape and a journey alongside a man as well as a shape-shifting frog, which does sound pretty great, in order to reclaim her freedom. This next book I'm going to talk about, it actually feels kind of wild. The background information is that I did put Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix on my 25 and 25 list, but I did have some trepidations about reading it just because I've had very mixed feelings with Grady Hendrix in the past, and the topics dealt with are pretty heavy and very focused on like women's health and pregnancy, as well as witchcraft, which I am incredibly familiar with. However, I did a wild thing. Kayla from Books and Lala, if you don't know Kayla's channel, let me just go ahead and you can click off here. Like, links down below. This is what her face looks like. She's darling, she's wonderful, and I don't know how you found me and not her, her, but I watch her and love her, and she put out a video saying that she was hoping to have some new people join her Literally Dead book club, and that the pick was Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I was honest and said I have some concerns about Grady Hendrix, but that I would love to join a live show in the future. Well, the future is now. And so I'm reading Wayward Girls in order to join Kayla on her live show and talk about it. So if you'd like to see me nerve-wrackingly ramble live, you can go ahead and I'll put the information for the Literally Dead book club down below, and you can come and join us. I'm very nervous. If you can't tell, if my eyes did not convey that, I'm nervous. But I'm also really excited, and I'm such a huge fan of Kayla that I don't know what came over me. It was over a month ago. That was a different person, and now I'm paying the consequences, which I'm stoked for and nervous. And then finally, just to touch on books I have been reading and have been enjoying, I am 25% of the way in to The Hedge Witch of Fox Hall. This is incredibly cozy and sweet. I'm 10% of the way into Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel, and I am really enjoying this one. I am just liking the crisp writing style and the main character. I do have a thing for god and goddess and like higher immortal being characters. I'm not as far into this one, but that is just because This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi has taken control of my life. I'm 50% of the way through this one and really enjoying it. It's so fast. It's a big book, but the font is also fairly large, and I'm just eating the story alive. It's really fast paced. It's really good. If you want summaries for actually all of the books I'm about to talk about, they are all books that I was reading during my Try a Chapter tag, so I'll link that down below. You get all of my reactions as well as summaries, but yeah, I'm 50% of the way through this one and just really enjoying it. And then I am 40% of the way through Starling House by Alex E. Harrow, which is just something I didn't see coming. I started off not really interested in this book, and now I am hooked on it. I really like the main character. I think that she's snarky and clever and like kind of cutting, but she also has a bit of like a dreamer in her. I really like her, and I like how she's moving through this world because she's not your classic good main character. I think that she is instead a surviving main character, and that's just very fun to watch. And she's dealing with the Starling House, which is incredibly creepy and eerie. And then this book just came in the mail, and I picked it up and I did read the first chapter, and it's just very beautifully written. This is Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yombao, and the Illumicrate edition, I'm blown away. Absolutely gorgeous. End papers, very, very pretty. I'm really just looking forward to this one. Definitely just like really intrigued, but I am reading too many books right now, so this one is coming in the future, and if I get through some of these books that I've mentioned in March, I'll pick this one up. Otherwise, this is just kind of a sneak peek for April. That's really all I have to talk about. Yeah, you can watch me have a nervous breakdown on Kayla's channel. Again, links will all be down below. If you're looking for other ways to support me besides watching me make a fool of myself, you can go ahead and get a copy of The Solstice Court. This is a cozy political fantasy following our main character, Kezra. She is the sole heir, which means she is a reincarnated king and the founder of her kingdom. Both neighboring kingdoms and her continent are at war, and she is trying to remain neutral in order to uphold a treaty, and both of those neighboring kingdoms' heirs come to her court, and she's got to make some decisions, as well as deciding if neutrality is right for her or if it's anything outside of a concept or an ideal. I have this in hardcover, floppy paperback, and as an ebook. This is widely distributed, so you can get it online as an ebook just about anywhere, as well as retail stores, Barnes & Noble. I highly appreciate anyone who requests it at libraries. That is a huge deal for me. I would love for my book to be in as many libraries as possible, but if you are more of a digital reader, it's also free with a Kobo Plus subscription. Okay, that about does it for me. I think that tapped me out marketing-wise. Let me know what you're reading, what you're looking forward to this spring. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a butterfly emoji, just because I'm real excited for spring. But whether you do or not, I hope you're enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye!